Iron Man versus Doctor Doom, Ryan.
Yes, I read this twice because these are two of my favorite Marvel characters, so it didn't bother me to check this out again. This is a collection. This is an out of print collection of Iron Man's 149 to 150 and 249 to 250, written by David Michelinie and drawn by John Romita Jr. and Bob Layton. Michelinie wrote Iron Man for almost 10 years, almost uninterrupted. He is like the Iron Man guy for like. His run is like the run, basically, besides the Fraction run, which I like. But I just think this is super fun. It's Doctor Doom trying to get some weapons from Tony Stark, and Tony Stark's like, no, we don't send weapons to Latveria. But then they both get sent to Camelot by accident by an evil scientist man. And they just hang out with Merlin and King Arthur, and Morgan Le Fay shows up that she was just talked about in Excalibur. I just think it's the first two issues are a lot of fun. I think the second issues are a lot more fun because it's 2093 Merlin looking fashionable and snazzy.
So this is collecting issues 149, 150, and 249, 250.
Yes.
And both of them are about a Camelot.
Yes, they are. Again, it's like the same creative team just coming to this event literally like it's 1981 and then 1989, I think, is when these two came out. Same creative team though, but like I love Doctor Doom, and this is my favorite Tony Stark look with his beautiful big hair, and he's still kind of a jerk, and he's still like he looks like
almost mullet, but not really a mullet.
Yeah, I like party in business in the front, party in the back, but I think the first part is like a fun retro Doctor Doom sides with Morgan Le Fay. He also steals all the power from Cagliostro. And like, why would you steal my power when you're immortal, Doctor Doom? What do you guys think about it?
I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was really cool to see an old school like a 1980s version of Doctor Doom and Iron Man, especially because Iron Man's identity isn't really given out yet. He still has the classic 1960s looking armor where it's like
wacky. He's like,
I did really like how at the end of the first two issues they're like, okay, let's just take bits of our uniforms off and make a time machine, and it's like, and you still don't know who Doctor Doom is. You still don't know who Iron Man is.
They complement each other like in their thoughts. Like, man, if Stark's lackey is this smart, he must be a genius. And like, what? Doctor Doom really does.
Doom was always calling Iron Man lackey, or even when the first one where like Iron Man is like, hey, I'm going to be like really respectful, but Doom's like, I am Doom. Recognize me as a king, and then he just bails.
Yeah. There's this one panel that's like my favorite panel in the comic, and it's just Morgan Le Fay going, "Oh, how I hate you! You make me loathe you beyond imagining." And she's like this face on.
She's very Rita Repulsa.
She's super.
Yeah,
Rita.
she is.
But yeah, it's just the first. It's Doctor Doom and an army of like medieval dudes. Undead. It's Army of Darkness. What this is Army of Darkness.
Yeah.
Before Army of Darkness came out.
It is. It's Army of Darkness.
I understand you say, Remy, you're cool. And then we got the second volume, which is the first volume was called Knightmare. This one is called Recurring Nightmare, and it takes place in 2093 in London. And you got baby King Arthur, and you got sassy Merlin. You got Robo Doctor Doom. These two things appeared to Doctor Doom and Iron Man, these golden pieces
that they call them.
Sure, yeah. And Doctor Doom takes one, and he realizes that Iron Man has the other one, so he goes to take it, but realizes that the closer they are together, the more entwined they are. So Doctor Doom goes to Tony, and then he's like, "Wait, Tony, don't get close to me!" But like, dude, you came to me, and then they get thrown into 2093. It's just wacky. They go to the most sophisticated place in the world, the mall.
They go inside
after Tony had opened up a new mall.
Yeah.
No, not only that, they go inside a Radio Shack.
Yeah.
Big hope for Radio Shack.
Doctor Doom has matter gauntlets where he can just shoot rocks that form out of his hands on you. That is the silliest thing that, like, if that shows up in a movie one day, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm just like, rocks. He's got rocks on you.
One of the things I actually liked about the issue 250 was how young King Arthur didn't act like a kid. It was Merlin who was acting like the snarky teenager who with the zip with the one-liners and the slang, whereas young King Arthur is still very proper, even though he's a young kid.
Mm-hmm. Oh man,
I really enjoyed that contrast between the two characters because I was expecting the opposite.
Yeah, and anytime you know how much I like these. Like anytime there's like a cosmic suit. Like Thor's cape and Thor has like the cosmic look into it, like you look into the stars, and then Merlin has like that same suit. My favorite part of the second part was actually evil Iron Man from Iron Man 2020, but it's not Iron Man 2020, it's Iron Man 2093, and it's Andrew Stark, who is the grandfather, so it's the grandson of Arno and the ancestor to Tony. Mm-hmm. And I love this Iron Man suit with like the gears. I always loved that Iron Man 2020 look, even though I didn't read the current Iron Man 2020 Dan Slott book. Sorry, man.
You know who that Iron Man suit reminds me of quite a bit?
Who?
Metal Man from Mega Man 2.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, Clanks. I feel you. I just think it's these are some old school comics that I've been going back to, specifically this run. I reposted something from Iron Man 142 because there's a reference to when he got shot, because he's using a cane in the first part. It's because he got shot by his girlfriend, who was actually a bad guy. And in the end of issue 142, it's just Tony shot dead, just laying on the ground. It's like, oh damn, this is serious. This is like real. And then he just slowly recovers over time. This is I see why people really like this Iron Man run. I'm glad I'm reading it.
Yeah, even when Dr. Doom finds out about Tony's identity, and he says it right before they go back in time.
It's so good.
And then he's like, "Oh shit!" But then Merlin's like, "Hey, you can't take something back with you when you didn't take it. Can't take something back they didn't come with." And then they go back into 1989, and then Dr. Doom's like, "What am I doing here?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like,
I think it's only a minute has passed.
Yeah. That is so good. Like when you learn, like, oh, I guess it taught me a lot, Mr. Stark. And then literally like that, it's like, oh, where am I? And I'm like, oh, Doom, you were this close to having him. You were this close.
Yeah.
And then the finale, it's like, I guess I'll see you later. I'll see you another time. And Doom's like, yeah, another time.
Dun, dun,
I'll see you another time. And then they see each other later, obviously.
Yeah. Also, one thing I thought was funny was like Doom and Latveria, like the orchestra playing, and they're so scared, and they practice harder that night. But also when Doom goes to Tony's house and she opens it, she's like, "Who is it, Doom?"
You stop taking all the notes I made. Darn it, Ben, you've taken 2 already. Shut up. All right.
What's wrong with you? I have something to contribute about a damn thing. You're mad.
Shut up, Ben. He goes to Stark's house, and there's a lady who goes and answers the door and says, "I am Doom." And he knocks her out. God damn it, Ben.
You have too many good points. It's great because he's like, "Who's there?" And he's like, "Doom!" Boom! There's some little lady. And I'm like, savage.
I don't think he pushes her.
No, he zooms her.
He zaps her.
He zaps her.
Zaps her? Oh,
zooms her.
I thought overall the issues could have done more with their set dressing.
Yeah.
Like just the settings that they're in.
Is it because it came out in 1981, it doesn't look as good as it would now?
No, I don't mean that. I don't mean like the appearance of it. I mean like actually like a lot of it is more focused on just Iron Man and Dr. Doom stuff.
Yeah.
And not as much on like utilizing the period that they're in. Not, I mean, it's enough for like the fact that the story arc only takes across 2 issues.
Yes.
But like in general, when characters go back in time, I want it to actually have more of an impact on like the fact that they're in that period.
Sure.
I think the second half does it better because it is future representations of either their legacy or themselves.
Yes.
But in the past, it is just like Army of Darkness, but it's not really about anything about them being in that time really influencing a lot of stuff outside of Doom's.
But it's also not like actual history. It's like this is basically Otherworld. It's not history.
Sure. No. But I mean, like, regardless of that, like, it's not about the setting as much as it is about what Iron Man and Dr. Doom are doing against each other.
Yeah.
It's not about like where King Arthur. It's not exploring that story as much of the place that they are in, of the time period. Why Arno Stark is who he is. It doesn't delve far into that, which is something I'm less wanting of.
If these weren't 2-issue arcs,
again, like I granted that.
Agree.
I granted that. Like I know it's 2-issue arcs, and it's 2-issue arcs from the 80s, but like what is something I come out of it wanting? I come out of it wanting these details to have been further explored.
I feel you.
but I do like the comedy bit of when they end up in the past. They have a turnaround on Doctor Doom and Iron Man where it's like, hold up, Iron Man, we're in the past, past, and then the narrator says, yes, the past, and then they go to the future, and then Iron Man says, hold up, Doctor Doom, we're in the future, the future, the future.
That's good.
That kind of comedy really works in old comics really well. And the other moment I really like is when Excalibur is offered up and Doctor Doom can't carry it, but Iron Man gets it and it restores his armor, and he's like, the sword has chosen me, and Doctor Doom is like, this is not the way to get on my good side.
That's some good stuff.
So when Morgan Le Fay vanishes in issue 150, is that ever addressed again or no? Because I was actually hoping for Morgan to pop back up in 250.
Yeah.
She's not the villain. It's Doom and Tony's descendants.
Yeah. I mean, she definitely. The thing about Iron Man is like sometimes he does this magic stuff. It's very much like here's the arc where it's the magic arc. So Morgan Le Fay does show up, but she doesn't show up for Tony stuff for a long time. She shows up in like Excalibur and other things.
Okay.
Yeah. She doesn't like die. She shows up again.
Okay. Well, I didn't think.
I mean, because we just read about her in
Excalibur. Yeah, we did.
Yep. That'll do her.
Yeah.
Love me some Iron Man. Brandon, give me one thing you like about the book. One thing.
I think you already said it. Merlin is a highlight for me in the second two issues.
Cool. Okay.
I do like Doctor Doom knowing in his future he's disappointing and being like, no, I know what you got to do. Kill me.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Take me out. He's like, I will never do this pathetic thing. Good God.